Hello. How are ya? You good? I'm good.
I always burn breadcrumbs. It's crazy. Sorry, guys.
Y'all, when the thigh gets moving, okay?
A classic American sandwich is a PB&J. And when you think PB&J, you think peanut butter and jelly. But, literally but. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. This is a pork butt, and today we are going to make, what is it, PB&J, pork butt and jus. And what I'm gonna make is an Asian 5-spiced version of a pulled pork French dip sandwich. Yum.
Hey everyone, Chef Stuart here. As an Irish guy, what would my PB&J be? What comes to mind is penne, bacon, jalapenos, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make like a beautiful cream pasta. It's gonna be a bit spicy, a bit of heat in there, crossover with like kind of an Alfredo sauce. Like, we're just gonna have fun.
Hey y'all, my name is Tyra, and today we're making PB&J, but it is pate choux and bacon jam. Let's get started. So first, we're gonna start with our bacon jam so we can get that going. And we're gonna cut up our bacon into small chunks. Now there's two ways you can make bacon jam. You can make it more on the sweeter side, or you can make it savory, but I'm a pastry chef, so I like everything sweet. So it's gonna have some brown sugar and some maple in there, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna keep my bacon jam a little chunky, so this is as small of pieces as I'm gonna have. All right. And feel free to use whatever kind of bacon you want. I have some hickory smoked bacon, but you can use literally whatever your heart desires. It smells so good in here already, y'all. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that go for a little while, and I'm gonna start on my pate choux. Now, if you don't know what pate choux is, it's just a light dough, and the way I like to use it is for cream puffs and eclairs, but you can do a lot of different things with it. It's a very versatile dough. I'm gonna grab my butter, and I'm gonna put it over into this pan here. All I need is half a cup, and in there we also need half a cup of water and half a cup of milk. I mean, if you happen not to have milk with you, it's fine. Just use all water and a little pinch of salt. We're gonna add a pinch of pepper as well. We're gonna let that go until the butter melts all the way. And I'm also gonna crack 4 eggs for our pate choux. All right, our butter is completely melted down, so we're gonna add in our 1 cup of flour. We're gonna add it in and whisk as we're adding. This is gonna create a dough in the pot, and we wanna cook it for about a minute, just so we can make sure that the flour is a little cooked. So it's been about a minute. Let's take this off the stove. We're gonna let it cool down for a minute or two, so our eggs don't curdle when we add the eggs into our pate choux dough. Y'all see that bacon getting crispy up in there? I'm gonna let that work for a little while longer while I do my pate choux. And I'm gonna add my eggs 1 egg at a time and mix it completely. I'm glad I didn't go to the gym today. Golly, this is my workout right here. Now to this, we are going to add in our cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. I'm gonna be using Gruyere and Parmesan. Y'all, these are my favorite cheeses. And we want about a cup of cheese. Then Gruyere. We're gonna mix this all together. And this is our pate choux dough. I'm gonna let that rest for a second while I move over to my bacon jam. Gonna get the rest of this grease off. So now we're gonna grab another pot. Since we have the little charred edges on our bacon pot, we're gonna get that going. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter. And to that, we're gonna add in our brown sugar, some maple syrup, and some apple cider vinegar. So we're gonna do half a cup of brown sugar, 1/3 a cup of maple syrup. Then we just need 1/4 a cup of apple cider vinegar. And while that's all cooking, we're gonna put in our bacon. And we're just gonna let that cook down until it's thick. We add a bit of smoked paprika up in there. We're gonna add our pate choux to our piping bag. I wanna make them hors d'oeuvre size, so bite size. So we're just gonna pipe little dollops. And they're gonna puff up, so you don't want them to be too big. And they're ready to go to the oven at 425 degrees for 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, we're just gonna take it down to 325 and let them cook until they're golden brown, which is about 15 to 20 more minutes. So let's check on our bacon jam. It's looking divine. And we just wanna let that cook. All right, you guys, it's been 20 minutes and our cheese puffs are done. Let's get them out of the oven. Oh, they look so good. You see how we have the nice little golden brown? We're gonna sit this, I'm gonna sit it here because it's still a little hot. So while we're waiting on that, we are going to whip up some cream cheese, and I'm gonna add just a smidge of salt to my cream cheese. So we just wanted to aerate our cream cheese just a smidge, and we're gonna add it to a piping bag. Look at that, you guys. Look how cute. Now, if I served you this, what would you say? I know you would eat it. So we're just gonna cut these open. There's a lot of ways you can fill a cheese puff, but I prefer to cut these open. And as you can see, there's a big hole in the middle. That's because it's supposed to look like that. This is how you want your cream puffs to look, very light. You can add as much or as little bit of cream cheese as you like. So I'm gonna add just a little dollop in there because I really wanna be able to taste that bacon jam, y'all. And if you don't like plain cream cheese, you can literally add whatever spices you want to this. Oof! But we're just gonna take some and we're gonna dollop it on our cheese puff. Put the little hat on top, and now we're gonna plate it. Have this cute little plate here. And there you go. PB&J. Y'all can't tell me that these don't look good. Okay, it's time to try it. Bon appetit. Look at that. Serve this at your next cookout, okay? Y'all, when the thigh gets moving, okay, this is so good. So I'm gonna enjoy these, but y'all, thank you so much for watching.
We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna show you a meal you can make like 15, 20 minutes at home any night of the week. So, you know, it's great. So I'm gonna get about 3 slices of thick cut bacon, and we're just gonna cut it into cubes. Now, if you don't have bacon, you could do pancettas. You just want that like nice saltiness. And since it's like PB&J vibe, you know. So I got my stainless steel pan here. I'm just gonna add like a touch of oil on here. I'm just gonna add that in. So while that's going, we're gonna start making our breadcrumb for the topping of this pasta. I'm probably gonna burn these breadcrumbs. So, I mean, if you can shout at the screen right now and just tell me, because that's gonna happen. There's a lot of people here behind the cameras that can hopefully warn me. So got the breadcrumbs in a nice non-stick pan. Gonna hit it with a tiny bit of salt, bit of pepper in there. So we're just gonna chop up this parsley, and we're gonna add it to our breadcrumb, and we're gonna use it for the topping of the dish towards the end. Garlic, I'm gonna get a roughly chop that. Still watching my bacon because I know I'll burn it. And also, if you do like a rough chop on garlic and don't finely mince it, it's not gonna burn. So that's another reason. Okay, so we're gonna do half of an onion, and then just take off the first layer, and I'm just gonna mince it. It's good, it's got my garlic, it got my onion. Okay, so our bacon is done. It's nice and crispy. So it's gonna just put that in here. And I have like a tablespoon of the fat. I'm just gonna add in my onion to get that going. Scrape the bottom of the pan, just get all those flavors that are stuck from the bacon. And really what we're gonna be making now is almost like the same as like a mac and cheese sauce in a way. I got my water here, and I'm just gonna add like about 2 tablespoons of kosher salt to that. This truly really is like a 15 to 20 minute recipe. I don't want you in the kitchen forever. Like, this should be fast, it's pasta. So I got the onion. I'm gonna add in the garlic, 30 seconds, just open that up. And now we're gonna add 8 ounces of penne for the pea. And now we're gonna add 1 cup of milk. I remember we have the bacon fat in there, so we're getting a lot of flavor from that already. I have a jalapeno here, and I'm just going to take the seeds in the center out of that. So I'm just gonna cut strips of this and then into a dice. Just gonna add that in. Now we're gonna add in about 4 ounces of cream cheese. I have like 8 ounces here on the plate. And now I have some Gruyere cheese. And I'm gonna probably put like half a cup, go right in on top. The heat's at medium. This is all gonna come together into a sauce. I'm gonna add back in my bacon. So we got the cream sauce, it's going right here. I'm just gonna hit it with like a pinch of chili pepper, just for like a nice little kick, a nice little heat around the mouth when we take a bite. We got our pasta going, it's nearly done. Package directions, take off a minute or 2 for the al dente because it's gonna continue on cooking in the sauce, and it just, you know, by the time it gets to the table, it gets into your mouth, it'll be perfect. I'm gonna give it a taste. Like, one more minute. While we're waiting for that pasta, I'm gonna go ahead and just taste this sauce. I mean, I know already it's gonna be good. I mean, we have 2 types of cheeses in there. It doesn't feel like a heavy Alfredo sauce. There's like a tingle around my mouth from the chili powder as well, which is quite nice. I'm just gonna drain it right here. And any little bit of excess water is gonna help the sauce stick to the penne. Penne has those grooves, so the sauce gets in there, so it tends to like stick better or stay within the shell, but the sauce just grips to it. I'm just gonna spoon this. Okay. That looks so delicious. And now we're just gonna hit it with some of those beautiful breadcrumbs. All right, and that is it. Now in this universe, PB&J, penne, bacon, and jalapeno. It's pretty exciting. I mean, this is such a warm dish. Get a big bite, you know, come on. Oh my God, the crunch, the bacon, this is the one. Like this is the pasta every night of the week. I'm Chef Stuart. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking the bowl with me. We'll see you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
What I have here is some beautiful boneless pork butt. This is about 6 pounds, I'd say. And that fits in a brazier this size. So what I'm gonna do is cut this pork butt or pork shoulder into softball size chunks. I don't wanna break it down too much because when I season it, I find that this size really balances the salt factor. Anything smaller, you might risk a little bit too much salt. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of salt and evenly coat all the sides, just so it lightly kisses and caresses the meat. That could go for an after-hour show, couldn't it? Kiss and caress the meat. But hey, we're talking about butt. It's okay. Into the pot. Boom. Just like that. So all I'm gonna do is place this pork right into my brazier. Make sure you have a lid for it that will keep it nice and tight and sealed in when we get steaming. And what I have here is some celery. I love celery. It is one of the 3 in classic mirepoix, which is carrots, onions, and celery. But what I have here is just the celery. I like that it gives off a nice peppery, fresh, aromatic flavor to this stew, if you will, okay? Then I have an onion. I'm gonna throw skins in and all, rough slice it, just like so. Quartering's okay, because you know what? At the end of the day, we're gonna braise this and then we're gonna strain this. Now I have some ginger. I take a spoon and I just kind of lightly brush it like so, and look at how easily it comes off, and all you're wasting is the outer skin. I'm gonna do some slices like so. Throw that into the pot as well. This right here is coconut palm sugar, and it's very common in Thai cooking, and that's where I'm drawing inspiration for the flavor profiles of this dish. It is a 5-spice dish called mu palo. Mu means pork, and palo is the style of the dish, which is essentially soy sauce, sweet soy sauce, palm sugar, and a lot of nice aromatics like the ginger and the celery. I'm gonna use cilantro, but not what you would think. I'm gonna use the stems. I'm gonna save this for garnish later. The stems are often thrown away, I think, in Western cooking, and in Thai cooking, we use it as a flavoring component. So spice it up into the pot. Now, let's talk some dried spices. I have here my favorite. It is called white pepper. Say it with me, white pepper. So a few peppercorns into the pot, as well as these beautiful things right here, star anise, maybe 4 or 5, that's enough. And then I have 5-spice powder. Can you name the 5 spices? All right, you try to name them, you comment on that, and I'm gonna see if you're right later on, all right? So these are the 5 spices that are gonna go in right here. Chinese 5-spice powder right into the pot as well. Look at that. Yum! What I have here is sweet soy sauce. It has a very sweet note to it, and it's very predominant in Thai stir fries like pad see ew, and it's really gonna bring out the beauty of this pork. So I have about a half a cup of the sweet soy sauce in my pot, and then I'm gonna take this right here, which really brings it all together. It's the umami of this dish, oyster sauce, all right? And if you want a substitution for oyster sauce, I say just don't make this dish. No, it has a lot of nice flavor. There are alternatives for everything, but you know what? Let's be authentic here and just go for it. So about a cup of oyster sauce, That may be a little bit more, but hey, well, you know what? It'll taste great on TV. I'm gonna add some water. And basically all I wanna do here is submerge the pork. That's good. There we go. Let's bring that to a boil, and once it starts to bubble up, we're gonna cover it, simmer it, and let it cook on the stovetop for actually only 2 hours. If you do it in the oven low and slow, it takes about 4 hours. If you do it in an Instapot, is it called Instant Pot? Is it Instant Pot or Instapot? If you do it in that pressure cooker that everybody has on their kitchen counter, it takes 30 minutes with a 15-minute release. But I actually think low and slow is better. Flavor really develops with time. So let it go for at least this way is my suggestion, if not the oven, low and slow. And you can actually serve it just like that on rice. But today, I'm gonna turn it into a sandwich, PB&J, with bread, some pickles, and then we're gonna save the braising liquid and make a dip. So it's gonna be like my Thai-inspired French dip, if you will. In a French dip, not only do I love the meat, I also love all the stuff that goes in it, and a big component are these onions. So I'm gonna just cook these down. I'm gonna sweat them out with a little bit of neutral oil, and I'm just gonna let them sweat out, cook out. If I wanna caramelize them, I can. We'll see how time works in my favor. If not, then I'm just gonna eat it as they're soft and they kind of sweat. I don't mean burn, right? And then I also have here some bread. I'm gonna slice it open. Hopefully just the bread and not my fingers. There, I'm gonna place this into the broiler, let it toast up ever so slightly. Remind me if I forget, because I don't want it to burn, but it's not in my nature. I love a pickle on anything barbecue, and this is called gai choy. It is known in Chinese cooking. Growing up as a Thai kid, I would get this a lot with things that were nice and rich and stewy. But I'm just gonna cut this out almost like it's a slaw. And then I also have some fresh cilantro.
And some peppers.
So I'm just gonna take this and thinly slice my jalapenos with a serrated knife. Just for a pop of color, I'm gonna add a little bit of red flourish as well. So good, right? You see that? Ooh, yes, see, look at that. Yum, smell, smell. Scratch and sniff. And you ready for this, guys? It's bubbling, it's building. It's been 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Doesn't that smell good? Look at this, a little teaser here. So guess what we're gonna do? Oh gosh. Okay, you guys can go. I'm just gonna sit here with this all night. Right? We're almost there. Now that the pork is done, I'm gonna make a little bit of a dipping sauce. And what I need to do for that is get a strainer, put it right onto the sauce pot, a little bit of this braising liquid, which is already so beautiful, but I wanna strain out all of the impurities so it's a nice, clear broth. I'm gonna bring this sauce to a simmer. I'm gonna make a quick slurry. It's basically equal parts of cornstarch to equal parts of water. And when it hits the hot liquid, it makes everything sticky and thickens it all up. It's boiling, I'm gonna marry in this slurry a little at a time until I get it to the thickness that I want. Onions are gonna go on one side of this toasted baguette. Then I'm gonna kind of break this up, but not too small. I still want some nice chunks. Everything's in my favor today. Then I'm gonna take my beautiful pickled gai choy, which are the mustard greens, my very Thai Swiss cheese, and place it on top as well. This goes back under the broiler, so this cheese gets nice and melty and seals everything in. While that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and take my beautiful J of the PB&J, my pork jus, and I'm gonna pour it into this bowl. Are you excited? I'm excited. Check this out. So now I'm gonna place this beautiful sandwich, boom, right there. Some cilantro, gorge. And then I'm gonna take some peppers because I like it spicy. Boom. If you don't have pickled gai choy, you could also do pickled onions. You could do kimchi. That'd be a fun one, right? But you know what's even more fun? Is this gorgeous Thai 5-spice pork sandwich. This is so beautiful. It smells incredible. I mean, you can already see the texture's great. It's visually really pretty. When I dip, you dip. That's right, we dip. Here we go. I need a moment of silence. Pork butt and jus. It's what dreams are made of.